So Lavos Prime, Ceto Prime, and the Dual Zoran Prime are out, but sadly I don't have Dual Zoran. But for today's video, we're going to be covering Lavos Prime. Lavos Prime, in my opinion, was a frame I didn't really enjoy at first, but now that I understand how he works and how to play with him, I really do have a fun time playing. So I'll show off the build I made for him, how it works in the simulacrum, and then we'll go to a Steel Path mission. So let's see that build, shall we? So when it comes to my Lavos, there are two requirements for my build, and they're really not that bad of requirements. We're going to be using a Predacite with the build, which is kind of required in my opinion, but if you wish to swap it to a Hound or Panzer, that is all up to you. So when it comes to the build, our Lavos will be running Corrosive Projection to decrease some armor, Adaptation, and Arcane Guardian. You can change this for Arcane Grace. It's up to you. It's just I find a little issue living in some things that are harder than basic Steel Path. We have Transient Fortitude for more strength but less duration. Streamline to help with the efficiency of getting more cooldown off of our Transmutation Probe. 2 range mods, Prime Continuity, Swift Bite, so that whenever we do 4, 3, and then 1, we should get our 4 basically instantly back. And we're running Mecha Pulse, so that when killing a marked enemy, we get 60% armor for 20 seconds. Next is the Predacite. The Vizier Predacite will be running a Iadric Mycelium, so that whenever it releases that Chill of Spores, we'll heal if we get any damage dealt to us. The Volatile Predacite Parasite will spit out a maggot, so that whenever that maggot goes out, viral will spread, and the attention will be looking at that instead of us. Mecha Recharge, so that targets get marked. We have Synth Deconstruct, so that enemies that the Predacite damage, we can make orbs, and then we can turn those into universal orbs, and then just basic pet stuff. That's the build. Hunter Recovery can be changed out for Contagious Bond if you really like that. I don't really see it working all that much because I usually kill them for the dog does. That's the build. Let's test in this simulacrum, and then we'll go to Steel. And here's the claws in case you wanted those. So when it comes to our route of playing with Lavos, I'm going to be using the Ceto, Epitaph, and Furix Wraith for the increased fire rate with the Furix mod. So what we do is we will be using gas, prime the enemies, press 4, and if they don't die, press 2. And that one's just going to tick to death. If there were more enemies, they would have died instantly. And as you saw, the whole area got, well, killed. If you didn't kill all of them, what you would do is proc gas again, throw your Transmutation Probe, proc it one more time, shoot the Ceto Glaive, throw the big one out, and then usually they end up dead by then. The whole cycling of the abilities will be 4. After the cooldown's ready, you would throw your Transmutation Probe. If there's still enemies alive, proc whatever element you wish. I use gas or radiation. Hit Swift Bite on 4 enemies, and then by that time, you should have your 4 back. Re-proc gas, reshoot out the Ceto Glaive, and then rinse and repeat. And in case you wanted, here is my Ceto build. You can replace this for either crit damage or more multi-shot or projectile speed. It's up to you. We use primary frostbite because of more crit damage. So let's test this in a Steel Path mission, shall we? So if you guys are enjoying these videos and want to see more stuff like it, make sure to hit that like button, do subscribe, and turn on that bell for post notification. Always get notified whenever I post another video. I do appreciate all the comments y'all made on all my other videos, and I do love all the support. I appreciate all the changes y'all do, all the comments you make about weapons that you like using the builds on, stuff like that. So I don't want to take up too much of your time. Let's get back into the video. Here we are in a Steel Path mission in Warframe 1999. So here's how we will be doing it. We shoot out the Ceto Glaive, mark all the enemies around us, and then press 4. And pop goes all the enemies. And if they don't die, it's more than likely because the Ceto missed them, but I'll just press 2 and then they will pass away. So biggest problem with being in a 1999 mission that's survival, you got to run 1.25 miles just to find where your health is. Not health is, where your life support is. So that's why I really don't like being in these missions, but it's quite nice. It shows off a lot of enemies, and there's always a condensed amount, so it's easy for us to make a video on it. Now we're surrounded. Going to proc my glaive. I'll even press 2 and then throw 4. And there goes literally every single enemy around us, minus the ones that just spawned in again. And yes, these enemies are indeed weak. And one slight change is I took off Epitaph for dual toxicity, because while the Ceto does do good damage, I would like to guarantee that if something big does spawn, I can kill it unbelievably quickly. But you see the rotation, you see that everything kind of just explodes, for lack of a better term. And you have seen how I do my build rotation. I'm always up with my 4, so I'm going to come back to y'all whenever an Acolyte spawns. So see y'all then. All right, the Acolyte does appear to be spawning, and we got Torment. Not the worst. Sadly, I don't have my glaive up for my 4 currently, so let me get that up. And then prime the area. 4. There's no way they did that right as I pressed 4. Man, that's why I hate Torment. She got rid of all of her statuses right as I went to hit the button. Let me quickly fix this issue. Okay, here we go. She's primed still. Press 4. And there she goes. I was just waiting for it to actually get to her. And I see it does quite well. I haven't had any issues yet with survivability. I used to. I think the whole Mecha Edition has changed that issue. But if you wanted to not run a Predacite, what you could run is Nautilus with Cordon and just pull the enemies in so that you can make this go by even faster when it comes to the whole spreading of the elements. I just saw my game just lagged there because of how many enemies I just exploded. But it's up to y'all on that build. So we will return to the back rooms and I will give you my final thoughts on what I think about Lavos and how you can play him. The only other changes I made to my Lavos were 1 for ability duration, 1 red shard, and 1 red shard for strength, and then a Tau Forged Amber for casting speed. Other than that, I didn't put anything else special. What do I think about Lavos? Well, Lavos overall is still a very, very good Warframe. I used to not like him purely because I didn't know how to play him, but now that I know how to play him, I love playing him. He's been what I've been playing for the past few days since I got him and all of that. Here's the final build that we used. Obviously, change it to what you see fit. You could take off Mechapulse and Arcane Guardian and run maybe Avenger or Grace or similar, or Impetus. I see some people run Impetus. But you can also run Valence Formation. But if you wish to change the pet, run a Nautilus with Cordon so that you can pull the enemies in and make spreading of statuses much, much easier. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Make sure you guys hit that like button, do subscribe, and turn on that bell for post notifications. And I will see y'all in the next video. See y'all next time.